go. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
Oh, this is kind of your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I was like, she really got this setup going on. Like, what?
So my name is Mika Ella Leonardo. You guys know me, but formally, we all are going to be competing in the next Miss Florida Teen and Miss USA coming up in May. I am going to be representing Lake Nona.
I'm representing Windermere.
And I'm representing Ocoee, and my name is Chantel.
And what's your name?
Oh, I'm Kira Moorhead.
Perfect. So I wanted to do this interview because we are competing very soon. And I wanted to pick their brains, see how they're feeling about the competition, and also get to know them a little bit more. So, Kira, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Kira Moorhead. I'm 18 years old. Should I say Kira Moorhead? You can.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm currently a full-time student. I'm studying business administration, and I have a passion for education and entrepreneurship.
Awesome. So you're currently in high school or almost graduated?
So I'm a freshman in college.
Oh, okay. You're a freshman in college. Do you like the classes that you're taking, and what is your future degree that you want to get into?
So, like my master's? Mm-hmm. So I want to do a master's in educational leadership, and yeah, I do like the classes I'm taking right now. It's just prereqs, basics, but of course it's setting me up for my future and the courses that I'm going to have to eventually take. But yeah, I'm really excited.
What got you into education?
So I love kids. I always have. I think they're so fun, and they bring the childlikeness out of everyone. And I babysit, and I also steward at my church. So I help out with the young kids. All their parents are in the service, and I just love it. I love children.
What do you like outside of school? What are your hobbies?
So I love to play soccer, and I also play a little bit of guitar and piano.
Ooh, I love that. So, Chantel, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Chantel Reed. I'm a case manager with Seminole County Government. I work in the Community Health Division, so what I do is connect the community to different social and healthcare resources. I also graduated from UCF with my bachelor's in psychology with a concentration in neuroscience. So
okay,
I'm also
you're the genius in our
in the midst.
Yeah.
But I'm also going back to school to pursue my second degree in nursing.
Okay.
So I'm finishing up my prereqs, and I enjoy spending time with my daughter and really community outreach and just hanging out with friends and stuff.
I love that. So Kira, for the upcoming pageant, how have you been training, and are you excited about it?
So I'm very excited for the pageant. It's my first ever. I did a pageant when I was 4, so, but it's pretty much my first ever pageant.
How does this relate to the last one, and do you feel more prepared, and what's the difference between this one and the last one you did?
So besides the fact that I was 14 years younger, the biggest difference was, just the age. When you're 4 years old doing a pageant, you're kind of just there, mom's pointing the camera at you, and you're just doing your dance. Yeah, you don't really know. I didn't really know what was going on. I just wanted to have fun and wear the dresses. But now, I think it's a lot more about growth, obviously, at this age, and learning about myself and what I bring to the table.
I love that. What about you? Have you done pageants before, or is this your first one?
This is my first one.
Okay. Wow, a little fact about Miss Florida. Peyton Lewis, she won Miss Florida last year, and it was her first pageant. So, you could do the same thing back. Yeah. Well, it was she did one when she was younger, but this is next level. Yeah. So, what do you want to accomplish in the pageant? Of course, the crown, but other than that?
So honestly, I really just want to grow more. I feel like so far this experience has been a growth experience for me. So I would say I wasn't the most confident being around people and like strutting my stuff or like showing off or selling myself. My parents tried to make me go against that, like do not be that way. So that's how I was raised, but now it's very different to push that out of myself. So that's been like the best part about this journey so far, and like meeting all these amazing women that I get to meet, like you guys.
I really do feel like pageantry is like a tool for furthering other opportunities that you could, there's different endeavors that you could take in life. So I think that it teaches us how to, like you said, believe in yourself and strut your stuff, but also leadership skills, communication. Like I feel any interview that we go into, if it's outside the pageantry, we're going to be well equipped for it.
Yeah.
So what about you? What do you want to gain? Of course the crown, but other than that.
So I feel like what would come with the crown is like, it is like a platform for like your voice to be heard. And like you said, like there's so many different doorways and like opportunities. Like it literally like is a platform to like amplify everything good that you have going for yourself.
Wow.
Like I just, like it's such a great opportunity to even like be competing and to be able to like use it as a platform.
I love that. So speaking of platform, what is your platform and how do you plan to use it? Like if you win the crown.
So my platform, I love kids, as I said.
Yeah.
So it revolves around young kids, young students especially. The ultimate goal, like after I've completed school, is to launch a nonprofit organization that revolves around supporting kids and like providing them especially with mentorship, because I believe that like education goes beyond like academics for sure.
Wow.
And for young students to be able to have mentors that not only, a lot of kids don't have role models, so not only to look up to them, but to form a connection, someone they feel safe with, someone they feel valued and heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's so good. What about you?
I'm sorry, can you ask the question again?
The platform and how would you want to use it?
Okay, so my platform, like I said, I'm a community health worker. I don't know if I said that, but I'm a community health worker. It came with my job, and I really do enjoy doing community outreach. So I definitely want to be able to give back to the community by connecting them to different resources, because I've learned that a lot of people don't know about what's all available in their communities, and we have so many things that could literally change people's lives. Like, I don't know if people know how beneficial the library is, but I would love to do outreaches and promote those resources and work with different nonprofits that give back to people's needs.
I love that.
That's great.
So we're preparing for this pageant. Obviously, we're Peter's angels. But what are we doing for our due diligence training? What are you guys doing like on your own time? Yeah.
Definitely practicing interview. Like I love to like record myself like this kind of, but I feel like practicing interviews more than just asking questions, getting them down, like the rapid fire type thing. It like comes with like also like getting to know yourself. Like when you ask yourself these questions, you're kind of like, some of them are like, a lot of them are questions you've never asked yourself before, like had to think about. And I realized that when I do that, like when I practice interview, I'm like, whoa, like I never have asked myself this.
Okay. What about you, Chantal?
Can you ask your question again? Sorry.
Outside of what we do with Peter and our training, what are you doing to prepare for this pageant coming up?
Okay. So I've been trying to put myself more out there so that I can talk to people and just show my personality more, because usually when I'm talking to strangers or like random people, I'm not as shy as I am around this group or with Peter. I've also just been practicing my walk at home, and just like she said, asking myself certain questions, or like listening to old pageants and listening to their interviews. Any pageant I can find, I listen to. Any interview I can find, really, I'm listening to. I try to listen to people do TED Talks.
Oh, that's good.
I've been listening to those for so long, but they're not really they're not helping at this point. But sometimes they do come in beneficial because you just like know little small facts. So
Yeah.
those little things do build up. So I think those are helping me the most.
I like that. Another thing to add is probably the mental fortitude of everything that's going on, like the outside noise that you hear from Peter. Love you, Peter. I know you have the best interest at heart, but also like your mom and your family members, even comments on Instagram and social media, those could kind of get to you. So it's like being grounded, knowing that you're capable, you're able to put yourself out there, and no one can say anything to shake you, and like that is through, I don't know if you guys are believers, but I believe in the Most High. I'm a child of God, and I live for an audience of one, and that's what I can say about that. So also, I think the mental game is also a thing at this point too, because it's so close to the pageant. So I've been like praying, just asking God for clarity of mind, going into the pageant, so that whenever the judges are able to see us, that they could really see me, but also God through me, and whatever I say, whatever I do is giving Him glory.
Yeah. And can I add to that?
Yeah, of course.
I think that this journey, it was a previous question that you asked, but I think this journey has also been like making me grow in my faith, and not like building my relationship with God. Well, I guess I can say yes. Yes, before I started, because this is my first pageant, I was like, once I saw everyone's pictures, I was like, why did I do this?
Oh my God.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
I can relate, girl.
Yes, and I just prayed to God. I was like, God, if you want me to do this, give me a sign. Like, give me a sign, let me know what I should do. And since then, I've just been like having to have faith. And now I feel so confident in God.
Yes.
Sorry. Let me just add on to the Jesus train. Yeah, so like I was actually just talking about this with someone earlier. Like when I first came in, like when I first met Peter and had the idea of doing this pageant, I was like, this is God given. Like being called, like He's calling me to something. If I win, if I lose, doesn't matter.
But
Like,
can you tell them how you met Peter? Because I think that they would want to know. Yeah.
So I used to work at a restaurant, and Peter really likes his restaurant, and he came in late one night, and it's actually funny because, when it's a late night, I get really tired, and like, it's hard to be like super bubbly with guests. I was a host. Sorry, I'm saying because I just quit, so like, I'm still used to like saying everything. But I was a host, and he came in and was like later in the night, so I was super tired. I was just like, I'm just gonna be so nice because you never know what someone's going through. So I was just like, hi, welcome. Like, follow me this way. Like, here you are. You guys enjoy your meals. And Peter was like, how old are you? And I was like, no, like, please, not another creepy man. I shouldn't have been so nice. I'm just kidding. But anyways, I was like, I'm 18. And then he goes, you are stunning. And I was like, oh, thank you. And like we hit it off, like we were getting along so well. And he was like talking to me about, he was like, oh, I'm a pageant coach, like I'm a recruiter, I'm in Miss Florida. I was like, no way, like that's so cool. And we exchanged socials, and then I met up with him, and I decided it was something I wanted to do.
So what were you leading to before I cut you off?
Yeah, so like after that I was like, wow, like I feel like that was just like such a God moment. Like I was really not feeling like being nice, that I like pushed through that and like, well, it was nice, but like I wasn't feeling like being, you know, bubbly and like super welcoming at that late at night. So when I did that and like something came out of it, I was like, you know what, I feel like that's just, it's something that I need to pursue. Like
It's a calling.
yeah, and I was like, I want to like step out of my comfort zone too and be like bold in my faith, because it's so easy to like have faith and be like comfortable, but when you are bold in your faith, I think that's such like an amazing thing, like allowing God to like use you for His glory in something that like you never thought you would do.
I love that, and it reminds me of like, do not be conformed by this world, the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So like whenever I hear that, it's like there's so much worldly, you know, influences that we have, but it's like if we are strong in our faith, then that won't matter. Like the comparison, you know, like what you were talking about with seeing the other girl's post, or the self-doubt that comes in from the devil. We know that's Satan, and he's like doing it all the time. So it's just like being strong enough and knowing that like God has fearfully and wonderfully made us, and like we have unique talents that are different than any others. So like we have to be confident in who we are, because like we were made in the season for a reason. Oh my God, that's that right. But
yeah, this is like faith as a mustard seed. But okay, they say that you have to have faith the size of a mustard seed. But I think the faith that's required for a process like this is like a faith that moves mountains.
Whoa.
Type of faith.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
I think it's so good, like the like faith that small as a mustard seed, because like that faith, like when you are like facing like the doubts in your head or like comparison, like it being like my first time competing and like thinking about the fact that there's girls who like have been competing for so long, who know what they're doing, and like half the time I don't really know what I'm doing. Like it's so hard to like fight like those lies, like that the enemy tells me, like, oh, like you're not good enough, you're not this, but like that faith, that like as small as a mustard seed, just knowing like who I am, like who God has made me to be, and who my God is, like that's what like will get me through, and literally end up moving mountains.
That analogy is like making me think of literally the mustard seed being covered by soil and the ground, but then when you nurture it, which is like when you dive into your faith, when you pray, when you really have that open communication with God on a daily basis, those roots are like being like interwoven, and then it grows into like, like you can move mountains through that, and that breakthrough is coming for all of us, and like we're just around the corner. If well, I feel like our breakthroughs we already had our breakthrough, I think. So it's just like now it's our time to like show that in the competition, and we're so excited. Any last remarks for the people before we end?
I think one of the biggest things I learned from the pageant, like the biggest takeaway that I have from like starting this journey is to try new things and to step out of your comfort zone. Like there's so much like evil in this world, there's so much like pain, there's just so much like bad, and if you can just like take advantage of all the good that this world has to offer, like every single little thing, like trying new things, even if it's something small, like it's so like significant, because it's just like you just should take advantage of every little good thing that you can in this life, because there's so much bad.
I love
There's so much good though.
You know, that also reminds me of a whole lot of things, analogies that are coming up. Like, you know how light can illuminate the darkest room, and you could be that for like what you're saying. Like, there's so much bad and darkness, but like if you are a light, you could spread that and illuminate other people's perspectives.
You can look for the good and you can be the good.
Yes. What about you, Chantel?
I would say Your greatest insecurity will be your greatest strength. And that's all.
I like that. And we're all gonna, fine tune our weaknesses, but like what Peter said about you specifically, when you just are yourself, that's when you shine the brightest. So like when you were, he was asking you like, oh, what did you think you did well? What did you think you could improve on? And you were like, I want to structure my questions and like really fine tune it. But he's like, take that out and literally just talk from the heart, be authentically you. And that's literally when the judges were able to like get to know who you were.
Yeah.
So like tap into that, be a light. I think for me is, the noise can be drowning at times, but just stay grounded and stay rooted and be that mustard seed that moves mountains. All right, ladies, we are going to practice now,
Yes.
but it was amazing to interview you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I didn't even know I was going to be interviewed.
So we'll see you guys in our next episode. Bye.
I did not